All right, so one of our most familiar microorganisms is our parasite. So a parasite is an organism that lives on or in another organism, which is the host. So you've got a parasite and then they've got their host that they live on or in and feed off of. So our parasites have special adaptations to feed efficiently. So this is going to enable them to get the most they can from their host in the shortest amount of time possible. So they're trying to be really efficient. So they've got some really unique adaptations that are going to help them to do that. So a couple of our examples of parasites are leeches, mosquitoes, ticks, fleas, pretty much anything that's going to leave you that nasty bite. And all of these parasites have the ability to carry, cause, or transmit diseases to a host. So we're going to think about that ability word. So they've got the ability to carry, cause, or transmit diseases to a host. That doesn't necessarily mean that they will. So for a mosquito to pass along a disease, that mosquito would first have to get the disease. So in order to have a disease like malaria transmitted to you through a mosquito, the mosquito would have to be carrying malaria already. So just because they have the ability doesn't mean that all parasites are going to necessarily cause that disease. Right. One of our most common parasites, especially here in the US, are our helminths. So helminths are parasitic worms that usually live in the soil and are actually going to invade animals or humans. So they're going to start out in the soil and then they're going to use animals or humans as a host in order to feed off of, because they are, again, a parasite. So some common examples are tapeworms or pinworms. So tapeworms actually live in the human digestive tract, and actually so do pinworms, but they do it in a little different ways. But both of them are going to feed off of human beings or animals that they're invading, that are serving as a host. So a lot of symptoms, especially of our helminths, can mimic viral or bacterial infections, but are eventually going to lead to worse symptoms since worms can hide anywhere. So we can find helminths in blood, in skin, really commonly in human digestive tracts, but since they can hide about anywhere, and since the symptoms start out looking like viral or bacterial infections, sometimes they can kind of hide for a little bit longer and cause those symptoms to get worse. Obviously, the best way to protect yourself from a parasite or from a helminth is to make sure you're washing your hands regularly, as well as checking yourself for bites. If you know you've gotten bit by something, just kind of keep an eye on it, be aware of it. No need to panic, because again, that fact that they have the ability doesn't mean that they are necessarily transmitting a disease, but being very aware of those bites can help prevent a big disease from occurring in the long run. And again, washing your hands is a really, really important one when it comes to preventing these helminths.